Let us look at the stackable attachments. We're going to open up the menu and click on Import Dynamic Attachment. So this dynamic attachment is made up of a few components. First off, you'll notice that there's a long cylinder going all the way through the attachment. This is for helping us place it in the correct path of insertion. So it's simply a guide more than anything else. The blue attachment fits into the yellow attachment, and it has a little rim on it which clicks into the yellow attachment. It also has like a few other components to it. Let's hide the blue attachment, and you can visibly see this reset rim on the inside. This is made up of 4 clips. So after printing, if the retention is too much, simply remove 1 or 2 of the sides, which will decrease the retention. You'll also notice this grey glass-like looking component. This is the guide cutter, and one can remove the internal retention of the blue component as well. So this guide cutter will get rid of all the intersections which occur when you're moving one object into the other in Blender. So this will clear the path for the blue attachment to fit into the yellow attachment. So we're going to put this to use and see how this all works out. Now the front face of the blue attachment and the face of the yellow and the sides can also be edited. We will see in a few moments how this works. So here what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the attachment, and assuming this would be the best path of insertion, we can then copy this attachment. Note that when we copy the attachment, it cannot be rotated any other way than the Z direction. So let's click on Copy. And here we've got a duplicate copy that's placed next to the other copy. So we can move this around by moving the blue tops, and we can rotate it along the Z axis. It cannot rotate in any different way. It is locked. So we can move it using the arrows or the G key. You cannot use the shortcut Shift D, the Blender shortcut, to duplicate it, because this is what's going to happen. We need to copy the entire assembly. Therefore, we're clicking on the Copy Attachments button. So I'm going to be moving it to the other side and rotating it along the Z axis to oppose the other side. Then let's copy another one, rotate it and face it towards the other one. Remember, between these attachments we will have sleeves, or we could have a tooth library or denture or whatever. So here we can click on the other parts, but nothing else will work, only if you're clicking on the blue attachment. The other attachments are all locked in place. So let us edit the front. By clicking that, it will select the front face, and we can just use the G key or the arrow and we can pull it. This is like a toggle button, so we can edit the front, toggle in and out. When we click on extrude front, it will extrude it by about 2 millimeters every time we click. And we can do the same, lift top and lower top, and extrude and lower top, and we can do a lot of different positions with this. The ultimate goal is to get a good connection between the attachment and our other objects. So we can edit the lower section as well, and that we would then extrude into a bar, for example. This would be our primary component. We cannot click on lift top because there's no top to lift. So once, assuming we have all of our attachments in the correct position, we will lock them permanently. Let's lift the top there, and let's lift the top there. And once we've locked them, we can then join up these attachments. And this can only occur after they have been locked. So let's get down to it, and we're going to lock. Notice when we click on lock, it will, however, duplicate all these attachments and put them into a separate folder, just in case we need them later, or we make a mistake or something and we need to get them. I'm going to click on lock attachments, and here you see all these duplicates. Following that, we can then join them. So shift left click to select the other one, and then we're going to join, and you'll notice how these edge loops will join up together. This is a handy feature to have, and it speeds up the entire process. So we wouldn't join up the lowers. We can join them up with the same button if we want to, but we would probably join the sides. This is a little bit of a different workflow because we have to go into edit mode. So when we click on edit mode, edit and select the sides, all of the sides have been selected. We need to select the sides we want to join. So left click on one, shift left click on the other one, and then click on the join two sides, two low attachments. And that's looking really good. We can do the same thing on the other side as well. So there's a lot of possibilities here. So one more thing, we can remove the internal retention if we want to. If you wanted a completely looser fit, so we can get rid of this little rim on the inside. This will be for a passive fit. Just select the object and then remove it. And you'll notice that it has been disappeared. If you want it back, Control Z and go step back then. And finally, we can view and hide the cutters. We need to view them later on if we want to clear away intersections.